Happy Saturday. Welcome to Virtual Veg Fest Live. We are sponsored by the Plant Based Network. And it's another day live because this week I have been live 5 times. 4 times on Facebook now and once on Instagram, which was earlier today. It's been busy. So let's say thank you to Compassion Works for sponsoring our lives this month, and they are a Pass the Buck campaign recipient. If you donate $1 or more, you'll get entered to win a prize pack from Follow Your Heart for every dollar that you donate. You can easily do that by going to virtualvegfest.com and finding the graphic that says Pass the Buck on it. The other thing is we have a contest monthly. You can win prize packs from Orgain, Follow Your Heart, Crafters Organics, and Hodo Foods. Want to win a prize pack that's really cool with lots of yummy stuff from those amazing companies? Well, enter a raffle. Easy to do. virtualvegfest.com. Find the little graphic that says want to win a prize and enter. You can do things like subscribe to our Virtual Vegist YouTube channel and you get entered to win one of those prize packs. And we give away 4 of them every month. Why not, right? I mean, why not? it's easy to do. You just have to do a couple of things and you can win something cool. So if you have any questions or comments, remember you can put them into the little box and we'll definitely get to them. But we are going to Alabama today with Chef Adyre Mason, and she is the veggie. She Eat the Veggie, eattheveggie.com. It's her restaurant that she is opening, and I want you to learn all about her and what she's doing. And if you're ever in Alabama, or you come to Nashville Veg Fest or Scruffy City Vegan Fest, you can see her there because she's been one of our vendors. And let's bring her on. Did I forget anything? Well, we have actually a fundraiser right now for people in Texas. We did a video last night with Kat Mendenhall. If you're inclined to donate to help like Rowdy Vegan Sanctuary in Texas, you can make a donation there. You can go find that part of our live videos under Plant Based Network or Virtual Veg Fest on Facebook. You can find that, or it's on the Virtual Veg Fest YouTube and the Plant Based Network YouTube too. So let's go and do this. Hey, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So this is going to be really cool. I want people to get to know you and who you are. And again, like I said, if anyone has questions, you can let us know where you are, where you're watching from. We'd love to hear that. We'll say hi to you. But can you tell us about you? How you started the veggie? How long you've been doing this? Like everything.
Okay. Well, my name is Chef Adyre Mason. I am owner of the Veggie in Huntsville, Alabama. The Veggie has been a part of the Huntsville community since 2018. We started out as just a delivery, catering, and pop-up service. So we thrived at local markets, events like Nashville Veg Fest and Scruffy Vegan Fest, other events in Atlanta, in Birmingham. We just tried to pop up everywhere and kind of get the word out about what we were doing. The demand for our business has grown so much over the last few years that we are now poised to open our first quick service cafe next month at Low Mill in Huntsville, which is a historic arts community. And so I'm really excited to be part of that and to expand our business and to be able to keep up with demand by giving people access to vegan food they can't get elsewhere in this part of Alabama, or in most parts of Alabama, vegan food in totality can be kind of scarce. And most restaurants here just kind of have a few vegan options, and us vegans know what that means: fries and side salad. So the veggie is here to fill a really big void. And so what we're known for are a lot of signature products like our jackfruit chicken salad, our jackfruit short ribs, our crab cakes, and other things that we do that, again, people can't get in this area. My goal is to make vegan food familiar and palatable through familiarity by introducing people who are not vegan to plant-based food through things they're already used to. So people who aren't vegan, when they hear crab cake or they hear short rib, it doesn't sound as daunting. But also, again, to give more variety and access to plant-based consumers. I went vegan about 6 years ago, a little over 6 years ago now. And before that, I was always a foodie. And so when I went vegan, I was really concerned about missing out. You know, am I still going to be able to eat all the types of food that I like to eat? Am I going to be able to try new things? And so that's why I built the veggie the way that I did. I think the key to sticking to things a lot of time is variety and excitement. And so, I didn't want to create a meal delivery service that just served people like five of the same thing, for the week. And so our business and our core competency, which is our prepared meals, are all built around convenience and variety. We give people 3 breakfasts, 3 lunches, and 3 dinners to choose from every week. And our menu changes every week. So people can eat with us throughout the month and get their meal prep done for them, but never eat the same thing twice. And that is really exciting for people who don't really want to make a diet change, but need to and need a good way to stick to it. I went vegan because I was going through a ton of health issues in my late 20s, from high cholesterol to adult acne to what seemed to be chronic joint pain. I had tons of things going on, and I was just eating normally. And so um, I really did not want to go vegan. I was very resistant to it. But I started to gradually change my diet over a year and a half period. So I literally went from eating meat to just eating seafood to vegetarian and then finally to vegan. And so that's also another reason why I structured the veggie the way I did, because I realized that a lot of people want to make a change, but they don't know how to do it quickly, or they're just not built to do it quickly. And they need a gradual way to get to their goals. And so, again, the way that we try to structure the business was in a way that could take away a lot of the overwhelm for people in making that change, and make them feel like they could do it gradually and stick to it.
Well, one of the things, well, hi Patricia, she's watching from San Diego, and I want her to know that she probably couldn't get these meals from you, but there is something you can ship.
Yes, yes. So we're not yet shipping prepared meals. That is a future goal of ours. However, we do ship our vegan cinnamon rolls nationwide. They come in a variety of flavors and sizes, and of course, price points as well. So you can kind of get what you need. They freeze very well for up to 2 to 3 months. So you can, grab those online from our website. We'll ship them out to you. And they come with really cute little instructions and come wrapped really well so that they're ready for you to eat.
That's awesome because I read her mind. She's going to ask about shipping. So I'm sure you'll get there. Now, understand the restaurant isn't open yet. It's going to open like in the next 4 weeks.
Right.
So, I mean, let's
Yeah,
open the
so we
restaurant and then get to shipping.
right, right. Yeah. So as I said, we've been a community built business. This is a small business that has just 4 other employees that are starting next week. Okay. So I primarily built this business myself. I was my own investor. I was formerly a weapon systems engineer, and I quit my job. I cashed out my 401k, and that's how I started the business. So everything that I've done has been gradual, and it's been community based. We've primarily grown through word of mouth, and because people just really like our product. And so it helped when it came to trying to use startup funds wisely, especially since they were only my own. And primarily being a one-woman show, I've been the only full-time employee of this business for the last 3 years, and just had some occasional interns and great friends that have helped out along the way. So now that we are expanding into our full service cafe and we're actually bringing on a full staff, then we look forward to, as I said, meeting the current demand. And then as we do that, growing to meet future demand.
No, that'd be awesome. And we're trying to get those cinnamon rolls onto virtualvegfest.com.
Yes.
It's been a work in progress.
Yeah, yeah, we're very careful about the shipping times and options. So I think we're going to work with your staff to see if we can, align that with what you guys offer on Virtual Veg Fest.
Yeah, that would be absolutely incredible. I mean, just having that option, just send, I mean, cinnamon rolls. I mean, vegan cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, who
You
doesn't want
can't,
that?
you can't really turn those down because they're so good. So, going vegan 6 years ago, health reasons to do it. Let's talk about. Oh wait, David, you're watching from Huntsville, Alabama, and he loves your food. That's awesome. Thanks for
Awesome.
watching and for commenting. So you're in Alabama, and it's the South. I'm in the South in North Carolina, but not Alabama South.
Yeah.
So, like, what do people think when they're not vegan, and they're like, "Oh, what's this?" And you go crab cake, and they're like, And then you're like, there's no crab in there.
Well, as I said, we started out, one of the ways that we started out with growing with the community was at local farmers markets and local events. So we've always had the same branding, since we've been in business, the veggie, vegan comfort food. So people were very aware when they were walking up that it was vegan. But the thing that helped people get over that hurdle was the familiarity of the food. So as I mentioned, finding a way, to make a vegan chicken salad that would appeal to people in the South. And we use jackfruit. And that chicken salad was named one of Huntsville's top 100 eats back in 2019. So on that list with all of this non-vegan food, was our vegan chicken salad. So the familiarity aspect is really what helps people to want to try it. And again, as I mentioned, word of mouth. So because we've, spent 3 years really building the business, people are like, oh, I've heard about this, I want to try this. And they're aware that it's going to just be good food first, but oh yeah, it's also vegan. And so that's what we try to focus on, is making a really, really good product first. So that people kind of tend to focus a little less on the vegan part. And it's great because about 30% of our prepared meal clients are not vegan, but they like to mix in our meals as just, to eat healthier throughout the week. And I think that that's more common now. I think over the years since I've been vegan, I've seen it grow from more of just a fad or something that, weirdos do, to people just having more of a consciousness that they need to be healthier. And I think people are becoming a little bit more conscious consumers. And because of that, I think that the veggie has benefited from that, even here in the local community.
Yeah, with people staying home and, being home in isolation, trying to avoid the pandemic, trying to avoid to get sick, people have gained weight. Because they've been
Right.
home
I
and
have.
they've been eating. I've lost weight because I gained and then I went, nope, I'm gonna utilize this time well. So, but eating a plant-based diet, whole foods plant-based diet, you really can't go wrong there.
Yeah, I always tell people too, I'm like, hey, I'm vegan and I would love for everybody to be vegan, but at a minimum, I think we could all just benefit from eating more vegetables. And so usually people can agree with that, and that's a good starting point for a conversation. Because I mean, all vegans know that, you run into people occasionally who want to argue about veganism and is it healthy? And, it's like, how can we not be as healthy as you? You're eating dead animals, but whatever. Doesn't make sense. But so you get people who want to kind of come up and challenge, the authenticity of veganism. But like I said, just kind of starting on that common ground of, hey, we could just all stand to eat more vegetables, and people usually agree, and that's a great starting point.
Yeah, common ground is very important. And Callie's here. So
Yes.
hey Callie.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, we love Callie, just so you know.
We do.
If you need an admin, a virtual administrative assistant, you need to get in touch with Callie.
Yeah.
And
She
if
keeps me sane.
and she has donated time to Triangle Veg Fest to help us as well. And so if you want that information, Callie, right now, put a little thing in the comments with your website, and it'll be part of this live.
You can't have her totally,
True.
but she's available.
Right, and she helps the pig reserve as well. She helps Afton. I mean, she is the vegan VA. So much love to Kelly. Well, that's really cool. So we've got COVID. You're opening a restaurant, in the middle of a pandemic because it's still going to be pandemic in the next 4 weeks. So
Right.
how do you see that? What's the vision for doing that?
So, as I mentioned, since we've just been like a delivery and kind of pop-up service, we're already very experienced at bringing products to the customer. And so a big aspect of our cafe is still going to be delivery and pickup. But we didn't previously have a pickup option. So this is really great because now we're creating this pickup option for people. When we surveyed our email list about a year and a half ago, that was like the number one thing that people wanted. They wanted a pickup option, just to be to come in really quick, grab some things, go back home. And so now we're providing that. While we do have capacity for seating in our cafe, As of right now, today, we're not going to allow any dining in when we first open. Our cafe is a very open floor plan as well. So there is kind of some half wall separation from the dining and the kitchen. So even more reason why we want to be really careful about people, keeping their mask on while they're in our space. And a really big part of our training with our new employees that we're bringing on board at the end of the next week is, behind making good food and providing good customer service, our next biggest responsibility is cleanliness. And because we do have, for instance, a major part of our cafe is our grab and go cooler. So that people can get really quick, the quickest level of service in our cafe. So they can go in that cooler and grab, ready to eat items and single meals and family style meals. And so even with that, making sure that we put things like the cooler on a very steady cleaning schedule throughout the day so that, people are touching something clean. Making sure that our staff is wearing masks, and we've got a very detailed COVID policy that our HR representative helped us to develop for our employees. So we feel confident. I haven't had anyone, myself or anyone that works for me, in the last year since we've been living with COVID. None of us have contracted COVID. I've kind of been a recluse for that reason because I'm the chef and I can't get sick. So proudly, none of my staff has contracted COVID over this last year. And so a lot of those personal practices that I've adopted and that we've adopted for the business, we're going to keep doing once we open up to the public. For people who are interested, we also have a COVID-19 policy on our website. So if you go to our website, www.eattheveggie.com, right at the top of the homepage, you'll be able to click on our COVID policy and kind of see what we're doing to take extra precautions to keep things safe.
No, I mean, it should help people to feel secure knowing that how seriously you're taking this with your staff behind the scenes. So that
Right.
means that if you're going to come to your place of business, that we want you to be just as serious.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly. So we've got a lot of cute little floor decals about social distancing, and we've got, some cute signs for tables. And so all those things are adorable, but they're also going to convey to people that we need them to be safe while they're in our space.
Yeah, it's important, someone could die or get very
Right.
sick or be a long hauler and, does not feel well and not get better and have lung issues, heart issues, brain issues. There's so many factors that can, and you don't know. You don't know if you're going to be the person that has these all, some, none issues. You don't know if you'll be that person who doesn't have any issues and gives it to someone who does.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
that's
I've personally lost a family member, from COVID, and my aunt, she was just going for a routine doctor's visit, and one of the staff had COVID and she was never able to leave and she passed away. And so it's so important for people who work in hospitals or in food service or anywhere where you're coming in a lot of contact with people to be really, really careful. And I know a lot of people feel like, oh, I had it and I'm better, but like you said, it affects everybody differently. So it's just better, despite your political views or whatever. It's just better to be, kind to each other and be extra courteous, and just make sure we're all doing our part. And so that's the biggest thing, is that we want our customers to know that we're doing our part, and we hope they'll do the same when they come into our space, for the safety of us and everyone else around them.
exactly. And I'm really glad that you're able to share that because it's so important. It's weird. Like we were just talking about this. Every time we go out and I put a mask on, or because it's a double mask now, the
Yeah.
same thought comes to my head every single time is this is so strange. Like this is like a really weird world that we're living in, and this is currently our world. We are living through this.
Yeah.
The conceptualizing of what we're living through. If you can do that, if you can take yourself out for a moment and kind of like look at what's going on around us and sit and marinate in that for a little bit, it is weird. And
Yeah, and
it's
I mean,
reality.
even just, I mean, we're talking about, compassion talks, sponsoring these talks, right? I mean, part of being vegan for a lot of us is also being compassionate consumers and being kind to animals, to our planet, to each other. And this is a simple way to do that. It can be frustrating at times. I wear glasses. There's times where my glasses are fogging up and I'm irritated. But I also just try to think of it on a lighter note, as I said, just being courteous and compassionate to others. And I feel like this is the closest I'm ever going to get to being a superhero, by saying like, oh, let me get my mask. I'm never going to be able to say that like for any other reason. So just think about yourself as a superhero if you got a problem with wearing
That's a great way to
masks.
look at it. Plus, there's a reason why there's no flu this winter.
Right.
There's no flu because we're all wearing masks, we're washing our hands, and we're staying away from one another. No flu. So
Yeah.
masks aren't a bad thing. Like if you don't want to get sick even after the pandemic has passed,
Right.
wearing a mask should probably become normal. It is in other
And
countries.
and I'm kind of an introvert, so I'm okay with people staying 6 feet away even after the pandemic's over.
I totally understand. This being home thing hasn't been terrible. I am
No, it's been
introverted as
great for
well.
me.
It's been pleasurable.
I've
And
caught up on all of my streaming services, and like I've discovered some new shows I love, and all great.
so if you're gonna go there, so there's a show that we would just refer to. It's called Containment.
Mm.
It's on Netflix. It's from 2016, which is really important because it's
Oh,
kind of
interesting.
like what life is now, but
Oh,
in
wow.
2016 it was made. And it's a little more extreme than like COVID is, but it's about a pandemic. Uh,
Oh, wow.
you know, so we were kind of like told you have to watch this in the next 3 weeks. So we started it, and it's good. It's really good if you have Netflix. I recommend watching it and seeing like somebody's thought. It's amazing when you see stuff that is actually reality now that
Hmm.
someone put into like a show before it became reality, and then you're like, wait.
Right.
That's it's really weird. But I mean, I hope to see you in October, and that you
Yeah,
can
we.
come to the
I mean,
event.
as long as we, yeah, as long. I know that you guys took some great precautions last year as well. Fortunately for us, though, our delivery business grew so much last year because, as you mentioned earlier, people were at home, and so our delivery business grew so much that even for events that we did feel like were well socially distanced, we just didn't have the time last year to actually participate, which was a good problem to have. So this year with us expanding the staff and having a larger operation, then hopefully as things are safe, and then we can jump back into some of our favorite events. Which Nashville Veg Fest is definitely. Nashville Veg Fest was the first festival that I ever did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So I love it. We always sell out every time we come, and we've had a great reception in Nashville to our food. We do a couple of other smaller events there sometimes, but Nashville Veg Fest is definitely a favorite.
You will absolutely love the location now because it's outdoors but covered, and you can drive up to your booth and unload, and then park your car right
Oh,
behind
that's
your
awesome.
booth. It is like the best location for any of our events, for vendors especially, because load in, load out is simple. I don't even need
Yeah, that
volunteers
sounds
to
great.
help you because you just literally can just drop stuff in your space and just
Right.
park. Just go right,
Yeah,
park
that
right
sounds
there.
great.
Yeah. So that, yeah, super excited. I was like, we're no longer going inside in Nashville. We are going to be outside for the event
Yeah.
from here forward. So that's amazing. Are there any other vegan restaurants by you?
So, vegan restaurants, yes and no. So, most of the vegan businesses here in Huntsville are home based.
Okay.
So they're really small, people just kind of working out of their home and, offering, maybe like some type of plated meal once a week or something like that. There is no other vegan restaurant in totality. There are two plant based food trucks. I for one of them is really well established. The other one I think is still trying to find its footing and kind of who its audience is. But most often what you find here in the Huntsville area is restaurants that have vegan options. But depending on what day you go to those places, they may not have vegan cheese, or they may not have the vegan option that day, or you know, for people like me who actually have food allergies, I have to be really careful because a lot of these places, their vegan option is a burger. They cook that burger on the same grill as beef. I'm extremely allergic to beef. And so I have to be really careful about that cross contamination. And so it's kind of nerve wracking sometimes, to eat at some places because you know that like they have all beef and then like one vegan burger. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure it's being cooked in the same place, you know. So that's why I think that our business is just so important for Huntsville because there's a really large plant based community here. And especially with even a large community here that is plant based for religious reasons, and so there are just a ton of people here that love plant-based food. You've got Redstone Arsenal here and other places that people are moving to this area to work and live here. But they're from places that they're used to having more plant-based options. So I think it's just another reason why our business is so important for the community because there's just a real gap here, or would be a real gap here if the veggie didn't exist.
I think that's awesome. You are the start. You are the first. You're the pioneer for Huntsville for, a vegan plant-based restaurant. That's huge. You will always be known as the first one that opened.
Yeah, it's really exciting because we don't do vegetarian and vegan. We are 100% vegan, 100% plant-based. I'm just really even excited that all of our equipment, has never been used to process any meat or anything. It's just a totally fresh start and total commitment to plant-based food and consumers.
Fantastic. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so
Like
much.
so excited, and I hope to get there. It's hard because right now we're just like you, not really going very far, but we will. I mean, well, at some point when we go to Nashville, we'll just have to like
Yeah.
drive over to Huntsville because you'll be
Yes.
open at that point, and we'll check things out.
Yes, that'd
And
be
everyone else
awesome.
when you're in Huntsville needs to clearly go eat at the Veggie because
Yes.
that's the thing to do. So if people wanted to get in touch with you, we know the website, easy eattheveggie.com, put it through on the stream, and then your Instagram is eat the veggie with that
Yeah, everything is
underscore.
Eat the Veggie. So Twitter, Instagram. You can also find us on Facebook. Um, and we will be revealing our cafe menu here in about a week and a half or so. So people will be able to whet their appetite for what's coming up. And as I mentioned, we've kind of dropped back to just delivery right now. We were just kind of getting so much amazing response to our food that we were so busy that it was kind of getting in the way of getting the cafe ready. So we've had to drop back, to kind of what we're offering for the next few weeks, just so that we have time to actually get open and serve everybody. But once the cafe is open to the public, people can get our food delivered once again through a local partner called Grub South. One thing that's been really important to me throughout this process is building my small business with other small businesses. So everything we've done, from the artists that are coming in next week to do artwork in our space, to the business that's supplying the plants, to um, even the person that we work with to buy our equipment here locally, every single business has been a small business. And so it was really important to me to partner with this regional delivery service versus a bigger Uber Eats or DoorDash, because I know the value of community support and small businesses supporting each other and utilizing the skills that each of them have to build the community. So we're really excited to be working with Grub South to deliver our food, and they'll also be kind of expanding our delivery. We have never delivered on Saturdays before, but they'll be making delivery available on Saturdays as well. So people will be able to get our food throughout the week, and then of course still order our prepared meal service for delivery on Sundays. So whether people are looking for just a quick bite throughout the week, or they're looking for prepared meals to help them to live healthier at home or at work throughout the week, we've got them covered.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
opening. Thank you for changing your life and taking this risk to help yourself and others live a healthier, happier life for the planet, for the animals, for the environment. Everything that you're doing is incredible, and you're doing it in Alabama.
Yes. Yes, I tell people, I said, if I can have a successful vegan business in Alabama, I think I could make it just about anywhere. So that means look out for, the veggie to be expanding over the next few years and being in some other cities.
That would be incredible. So I'll throw the hat like Raleigh Durham.
Yes.
Come on over this way, because I mean, I've watched cities go from like no vegan restaurants, like with Raleigh Durham, none, zero when I moved here, vegan vegetarian, vegan friendly, but not 100% vegan. We have so
Right.
many now. We've so many. There's so many choices that that's what'll happen. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, and I think that's the goal, right? I mean, plant-based consumers, we're here to stay. This isn't a fad. This is the way we want to live our lives. So we don't want just a couple of options here and there. We want the same variety and access that everybody else has. And so, if we can be a small part of providing that, then that's what I want to be. I want people like myself to be able to travel anywhere and be able to eat and enjoy food and be a part of events and conversations, and I just think it's so important, for those of us who are in the plant-based space, to just keep pushing the envelope and keep making it more accessible and keep being just as creative as anybody else, because you can do anything with plants. And I love to say anything you can eat, I can eat vegan, and we've just got to keep putting it out there.
Exactly. You can get that shirt from Compassion Company. That's his shirt. He keeps changing it, he's redesigning it. But anything you can eat, I can eat vegan. 100%
Yeah, it's a great
true.
shirt.
Even more true now.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, it was true like 5 years ago, 6 years ago when you went vegan, but now it's like, no,
It's
really.
really true.
It's really true. There's so many foods that will make it so easy to transition. And of course,
Absolutely.
clearly, you're talking to two women who's ever watching this that are more than willing to help you if you have any questions or concerns. And Virtual Adventures Live is going to actually create like a Q&A weekly to help people if you have any
That's
questions.
awesome.
That's coming soon. That was based on
Yay.
something yesterday. So thank you so much. I know you're busy. I know you need to go cook and and do what you have to do. See, it's like easy to just keep going. We could easily keep going, but I know
Yes.
you're busy, and I appreciate you. I'm glad that
No,
you're
thank you so much.
a part of our vendor family. Of like, and send me anything that I can share about
Okay, sure will.
opening, and it'll go right on to especially Nashville Veg Fest. It'll go there because it's the closest thing. And I'll share it on Veg Fest Expos and everywhere that we do what we do. So you have my support. And Callie, you know that, send me anything, anytime. I will more than happy to help. So have a great, great rest of your day. And good luck getting open. And we'll talk about Virtual Veg Fest and getting those cinnamon rolls out.
Yes, yes. Thank you, and thank you guys for so much for everything you do, especially you, Helene. I know you have your hands in a lot of things, and you're a big part of helping people be more aware of what's out there, for them to try and events for them to come to. And I just think all of it's so exciting. So definitely kudos to you.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'll keep doing it as long as it's makes me happy. I'll keep doing it.
Yes.
All right. Well, have a great rest of your Saturday, and
Thank
keep
you.
on. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Going the wrong way. I almost hit finish. All right. So thank you so much for watching. And once again, I have no idea what's happening next week. So let me go find out what's happening next week on the calendar. And next Thursday, we are back. Oh, Summer's going to be on. She's local to my community in Raleigh, Durham. She's actually in Durham. And she has like her weight loss, like what it's been like to try and lose weight. She has a YouTube channel. It's been up and down. And I wanted you to meet her so you can like see what it's like to like kind of like yo yo and figure things out. And I think it'd be great. And I think she's like you and me. And that's what's important. We want to bring people like that you can relate to the live. And then on Saturday, Lisa Davis going back to Nashville. So Lisa Davis is also local to Nashville, so that part of like our Veg Fest world. And she is a nutrition coach, I'm pretty sure. She's going to come on and she can talk live. And both those talks are at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for those in Nashville, that would be 3 p.m. So make sure that you wear a mask over your nose, under your chin. Incredibly important because if you don't cover your nose, it renders this useless because your nose is connected to your lungs. I'm going to say it every time I go live. I'm going to finish this way. So wear your mask. Please get a KN95 mask and wear that, and then wear your cute mask over it because there's some really nasty COVID variants out there. And what we really need to do is mask up, social distance, wash your hands, be smart, be kind, so that we don't get any more variants that could be deadlier or make people sicker. So let's like do our best there. And of course, we just had someone on who's opening a restaurant. What can you do to help restaurants? Well, you can order takeout, order pickup, curbside, food trucks. If you have the means, support your restaurants, support the businesses that offer vegan, plant-based food. Help them get through this pandemic so that when we can get back together, we can be together again. Subscribe to Virtual Veg Fest on YouTube. Enjoy your weekend. Like I said, be kind to one another. Really appreciate all of you that support and watch Virtual Veg Fest, Virtual Veg Fest Live. It's a lot of fun for me, and I hope it is just as much for you. I will see you next week. Bye.